guys, it's Lisa back with another video for you for Lisa Wise Designs, and today we're going to finally get to decorating the box in this scenic route project we've been working on. So the last few videos we have made the wallet that goes inside this cutesy box. So we've made our wallet, we've decorated it all. It's going to fit in our pretty box. So now we've got to actually mat our box. So if you picked up this kit in my Etsy shop, you got a box in your kit. So that's what we're going to be working on next. If you want to go ahead and pick up the supplies for this, just look in the description box below this video. There'll be a link that goes to my Etsy shop, and this project is called Scenic Route. There were a couple of different themes. The other one was magical, and I think that one has sold out, but you can go ahead and check that out too. So let's get started with the box. If you wanted to pick up the tutorial only, it's going to be only that wallet. It's not going to be this box piece right here. This is kind of unique to the kit. So I'm going to try to go back out as far as I can so you can kind of see as much as you can on the screen. So this is the orientation that you want to have when you're working on your box. If you're following along on your cutting guide, we are in the middle of page 20. So in the middle of page 20, you will see blue and red lines, and those lines are going to be what I'm folding on right here, just to kind of give you a nice visual. So the first step is fold on all the score lines toward the inside of the box. So which is the inside of the box? Well, you will see ML961. You can read that in embossing. That will be the inside. That's the top. If you flip it over, it's backwards, the writing. So this is how you know you've got on the inside. So I'm going to fold on this score line. It was already folded. I'm going to fold on this score line toward the middle. Then there's one here. I'm going to fold on that one. And here. What I like to use on smaller space score lines where there's two really close together, I like to get my ruler. I like to get this edge that's got a really sharp point and put it right up next to it, and then fold on the ruler, and then go to that second one, do the same thing, and that makes it so much easier. And now you can see it's going to have this gusset once we fold it into place. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Flip this around. This one is easy. Then these are really close together, so that first one's easy, but then I need to put some pressure on it to do that second one. So now that's going to be a gusset. Fold this one in, and then fold this one up. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want to take like something with a point, like a pokey tool, something like this, or a pencil, and you can see there's little slits right here and right here where this box is going to connect. So I'm just going to want to make sure those slits are open, because these are shipping boxes, and of course they're not going to be perfect. And we're just repurposing something made for a different application. So I'm going to make sure that that's kind of open. That way, when we put our box together, it will stay together and will not be annoying. All right. So we're at the bottom of page 20. What we're going to do is this flap here at the bottom, you're going to fold up. And this flap here on the left side, you're going to fold in like so. And you're going to make a right angle there. Okay? So I'm flipping over to the top of page 21. I'm going to do the same thing at the top here. I'm going to fold this line here. This is going to go backwards. This is going to go in. So now this is at a 90-degree angle, and so is this. And then you have a flap in the back here, just like that. So I'm holding these two together. Then this is going to come up and over, and that's what's going to hold the box side together. Then push it all the way in till it goes into this little piece here where these slits are, and that's going to hold it. And that's the only one to make sure those slits are all the way open. So now this side's very easy. Just going to turn those in, and this goes up and over, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Isn't that awesome? See how this one didn't lock into place so well? I'm going to push on it, make sure it goes in that little slit, if it doesn't work, I can always unfold it and open the slit, and you can actually go from the bottom and make sure it's open too. But mine looks great. It's not coming apart when I pull on it. Looks good. Then this is going to flip over, and this flap goes down, and that is what makes your little shipping box. Isn't that cute? I love it. Let's get to decorating it. So once again, this is what it's going to look like. So here's the papers we're going to use, and I'll pull those out. And you should have a pretty good picture of that in your cutting guide. But now we're going to be in the middle of page 22, start matting the box. So I'm gonna put the box over here for now and grab the papers I need. So this is what we're going to be using today. We're going to use these chipboard phrases, so have that on hand. This is all I have left of this little paper with the X's on it. Has this on the back. This is what I've got left. I want to use it, but I don't have enough of it to make the 5x5 square. So we'll get to this in a minute, but you can use all your scraps here. And I cut a 5x5 square just out of some scrap cardstock in my stash, and I'll show you how we'll use that later. All right, we need this piece here with the plaid and the 4x4 cutter parts. We're going to use this yellow check that has our 3x4 cutter parts in the back. What's left of the suitcase paper with the blue and white, and then this whole sheet of white check that has the airplanes on the back. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I keep these two, because I want these in my project, or this one, either this one or this one. So this whole strip at the bottom on this 3x4, I'm going to go ahead and cut those off and put them to the side to make sure I keep them whole. All right, so I'm just going to put that to the side. Now I've got this sheet of plaid on the back we can work with. Right, and then I'm going to go here to my luggage, and I'm at the top of page 22, and it says for the suitcases we're going to do a 6.5 by 9.5. So my first cut is going to be 6.5 tall. Okay, and then I've got this little strip left over here. We'll keep that, and we'll need it later. I'm going to go over here and go to 9.5 wide. So 6.5 by 9.5. See how cute this is going to be? It's going to be so cute. I love that. Okay. All right. The next piece is going to be the blue and white dot. So this one right here. We're going to make quite a few cuts of this one, because we're going to do this all 4 sides, and then we're going to need a little strip at the top here. Look. Okay. So let's see. The sides, we need 1 5/8 by 9 1/4. All right. What's the best way to do this one? 1 5/8. So you go over to 1 1/2 and you go up a little bit. So 1 5/8 is between 1 1/2 and 1 3/4. So it's not quite 1 3/4. So 1 5/8 strip. We're going to do that 4 times. 1 5/8. I have to really think about 1 5/8. So it's a little bit bigger than 1 1/2. Do that 4 times, a little bit bigger than 1 1/2, okay? Now, these are going to be the sides of the box. So 2 of them are going to be 9 1/4. 9 1/4. I know some of you have been so excited about getting to this point, because I have too. And then the other 2 are going to be 6 3/4. This is fun with the box and using chipboard, because I don't use chipboards very often in many albums, because it adds so much bulk to the inside. So this is fun, being able to use it on the outside. All right, so there's those 4 pieces. And then let me take a look here. So if you need a small piece to finish out this look, like mine looks okay, but on this box, of course they're all made a little different. On this box, I needed a little bit more room at the bottom, so I finished it off with a 1/4 of an, or a 3/8 of an inch strip here by 8 3/4. So this is 3/8 by 8 3/4. So I'm not sure why the boxes might be a little different. They all came in the same shipment, but I just wanted to show you that. So if you had a little piece left over where you wanted to trim, just use that same blue and white piece right there. And that measurement is in the middle of page 22. But it doesn't look like I'm going to need it on this box, this particular one. Who knows? It was in the same shipment. All right. So let's go ahead and get our Distress ink out. Once again, I'm using Distress ink in the color Vintage Photo. Then I'm using a little inking tool called, I always want to call it an ink dauber, but that's not the name of it. Let me see the name of it, because I should have it in the front. An ink blending tool, okay. The older ones, I guess, are ink, like the daubers. So it's gonna go here. I love this luggage. The paper's a little bit dark, but it's very pretty. And this little dot paper really helps lighten it up. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. I have really enjoyed that I'm gonna have a lot of room to put all of my maps and tickets and things like that, and coins especially, because we collected a lot of coins while we were gone that I can just slip inside the box. And I can't forget to show you that when we're done. Because usually, especially these big heavy coins, it's very difficult to get into a mini album where it will stay. I have done it where you could take it out and look at it, but then they kept falling off. So then I was forced to make like a little plastic sleeve for them, and then they kept falling out of that. So then I kind of had to encase it into some plastic, but then you couldn't take them out. So anyway, I like this. Let's go ahead and start gluing in place. And then we'll get to the fun part, the embellishing. I'm gonna make sure I go really well on the corners and on the sides so that it doesn't start flaking up. Here. All right, try not to get my head in the camera, but trying to make sure I get a good angle here. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna flip this up. There we are. I don't know what I was thinking. I was going to try to put the small strip on the long side. I'm like, well, that doesn't work. Sorry, airplane paper. I don't think I use you anywhere. I had to use the dots, but so cute. All right. Easy peasy. And we'll flip it over to the back, do the other long side. So this way, this is more of a display piece. If you want to put this on your coffee table for a period of months, you know, once it's new, or put it front and center on a bookcase, it serves, you know, as more of a home decor or display piece than just a folio sitting there. So I think that is fun and different. Glue. This is when it's fun that the glue dries so fast. There's no waiting. Not so much fun when you're putting on a big piece and you're trying to get it centered right and left and it wants to glue down on you way too quickly. There we go. All right. We'll put a little cap back on my glue because we're going to do some more trimming now. Put this to the side. So now we're in the middle of page 22. Let's do some more trimming. So the first thing is that red pattern paper. Like I said, I did not have enough to make the 5x5 square that I want to make out of this. So I'm just going to improvise. Out of my own stash, I cut a 5x5 square. You don't have to do this piece, but I thought it would make it more helpful for you to see what I'm doing. Right. So I have these pieces left over that are long enough, they're just not wide enough. So let me zoom back in now that we're done with our box a little bit for now. So I'm cutting 5-inch pieces here. If you have enough, cut a 5x5 square. Just skip this. Just skip this piece. If you got a big enough piece left over, it's 5x5. By all means, use that. But I did not as I was working. So then this will go here, and this will go here, and then I need to see kind of what I got left over to finish this out. So I need to overlap glue it. So I need 2 1/8. Yeah, I need a little bit bigger than 2 to make that work. So about 2 1/8 here. So in this picture, let me just show you that album here. This is what we are making, this piece here on the front. So I need this blue piece. So in my instructions, it says I need 1 3/4 blue, but my paper's not big enough. If you have the 5x5, cut 1 3/4, but I need to cut mine 2 1/8 to make it work. I hope I'm not confusing anyone. So where is that paper? I think I just cut it. Yes, here it is. Is this big enough? Yes. This is leftovers. So this needs to be about 2 1/8 wide by 5 here. See how I go back and forth, top and bottom of my trimmer? I got to get out of that habit, but I'm not sure how. Because, or maybe I need a trimmer that's got more on the bottom, or turn my trimmer over. There we go. So now this will work. So I'll put this together. So instead of picking a different paper, I wanted to show you, if you ever run into this and you're dealing with a kit and you don't have the same paper, or you cut something differently, which I obviously this time cut something differently, and I didn't have the 5x5 left over, that this is what you can do instead. To not get upset and not think that you've ruined your project, not think you can't complete it, or that you need to go buy some more paper. Just roll with it and see what you can do. Okay. Now, I could tape it together, or I could just glue it on top of this black piece. And that's why I chose black, because if I make a mistake or get off just a little bit, it's not going to show as bad. So I'm just going to put it here. And like I said, if you're confused, if you have a piece of 5x5 red that you can cut, just cut a piece of 5x5 red. Just follow the instructions. And then on the blue, cut 1 3/4 by 5, just like the instruction says. But I did not have a piece big enough left over. And so then I cut a blue piece just bigger to fit in the middle than what I had. And now I've just got a larger piece in the center compared to this, which is fine with me. It's all going to be great compared to this one. Okay. All right, let's do that. This has been a really fun project. I'm kind of sad to see it end. We do have some more videos coming because we still have to make the, oh, I cut this a little short. Let me push this over. We still have to make a couple more inserts, the one with the glassine bag, and then we're going to actually make a folder out of the leftover 12x12 piece. We have one 12x12 piece left that we have not cut down, and we're going to make a folder out of that, so that will be fun. All right. So see, this is not quite straight, So I'm just going to straighten it up by taking off a little hair here. There we go. All right. What is next? So next we want to get our 4x4 cut apart. This, where are you? Yes, this one. So these are the ones we cut off a minute ago. I said to keep. So let's just cut these apart. We're going to be using this one today. So I'm going to hang on to that. I'm going to go ahead and cut these up while I'm here. Put that in there. I'm still astounded by how easily and how much better I'm cutting since I put in a new blade. I mean, it's just like made a huge difference. But after using it for, you know, a few months, I guess it gets worse over time and you don't even notice. Yeah, that looks great. And then I'm just gonna eyeball center that and put it down. Then I really didn't even notice, but boy, it's like a new trimmer now. I just got new tires on my vehicle, speaking of, and in the front end alignment. Oh my goodness, my car drives like brand new again. It is awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, that is cute. I love layering. This is so much fun. All right, so eventually this is going to go on here like that. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side and see where else we're building. So now we're building this piece here. A 5x5, we did that. We did that. So top left, the yellow pattern paper. So I'm done with this for now. So here's the yellow. It's on the back of this. So I don't guess I really used a whole lot of these. I must just use that bottom strip here. So with the yellow, we need it to be 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 wide by 6 1/2. So we still can use some of these on the bottom here. 2 1/4 by 6 1/2. And then for the striped paper, 2/4 inch by 6 1/2. Okay, so striped paper, this. Okay. So we need 2/4 inch strips. Okay. And then cut those down to 6 1/2. Very hard to cut these teeny tiny ones. 6 1/2. There we go. Now we're going to kind of start building on our box here. So if this is here, and this yellow, I need to make sure ink. There's not a whole lot worse when you've been inking everything and then you wind up getting excited and you put down something that you didn't ink and later on you notice it and it's too late. Because to you it sticks out. You're like, oh my goodness. Someone else may not notice it, but to you, I have a couple of albums where my eye goes directly to it because I know where it is and it bugs me. I wonder if that's, if anyone else feels that way, or if that's OCD. All right, see, it's like, forget it if you don't have it on there. All right, so we're just gonna start laying this out, just kind of eyeballing it. I'm putting this on the right, and the yellow is going to be flush top and bottom. Then these are gonna go on the sides of it here. Just like so. And then just lay that out the way you like it and then start gluing this down. You'll have to tell me if you like these little tips and tricks too, of if you run out of paper or different ways to use it, or if you would rather me go directly off the cutting guide for sure. But well, I was going to say, in this case, I couldn't have, because somehow I cut my paper differently than the first time around, which is pretty normal for me. If you're trying to recreate something, even if I go in the same order, sometimes you just cut it in a different way, I guess. Different orientation, even using the same paper. Right, this is here. And then to help pull this together, we put these little strips on the side. And even though we covered up a lot of the pattern paper, there's still enough showing to help it make sense that it is luggage or suitcases, and it's adorable. Look at this little tag on that one, it's so cute. So now we're going to do the embellishments. So we're going to grab those chipboard accents and use those here. I thought that was really fun to use it on this little strip of paper. All right, where's my chipboard pieces? Here we go. All right. Let me get a drink, excuse me. Okay. So I want to use this little piece right here with the flags first. All right, well, let me put this right here. Just gonna kind of turn it, and then that was gonna make it easy peasy to put together. So I'm gonna grab these flags, start with this. This is kind of my foundation piece here. And I want it kind of centered right to left. Well, look at that. The adhesive's trying to come off. That's okay. I'm just going to pull it off and put glue on it. So I'm trying to put it kind of where it's in the center right to left, and then near the bottom of this yellow piece. So I'm going to add glue to this piece. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe I was a beast and pulled it off. Here, okay. Now I'm just going to kind of eyeball it before I put it down. I know it's not going to be perfect, but close. There we go. Give that time to dry a little bit. So then we're going to keep building. We're just going to build our own little area here at the top. And the one in the middle is going to say pack your bags. So it's down here. Okay. And see how we kind of place it in the middle? So it's like middle way on this green flag right here, and then middle way on this one that looks like a world map. That's kind of how I figured out where to put it here. So it's kind of middle of the green, middle of the world flag, and then up in the center of the area here. Did y'all see my wet hair? I love Sunday mornings if I go to second service, because I can wash my hair and let it dry naturally instead of having to blow dry it, and it's always curlier and prettier, in my opinion, when I do that. So that's what I'm doing. I am waiting on it to dry. So every other day of the week when I have to wash it, of course, I gotta hit it with a blow dryer and get out the door. So if you notice this little white piece here, there's a white dot here. I'm going to grab that one. If you have problems, I push up from the bottom with my finger and try to push it out. And especially these little tiny ones, I definitely add extra glue here. So I'm going to put it in the center of this first little flag right there. There we go. Bring your end just a smidge here. Then the next one is this dark blue one here. Now, if I did not know which order or how I wanted to put this in, the way I would lay this out is to get a piece of wax paper and cut it down, lay it out on my wax paper exactly how I wanted it to be in this piece, and then glue it down. I do that a lot, so when I'm designing, I just have a piece of wax paper ahead of me. I just place it down here, and then I put my pieces on it, and then I move it on the wax paper until I'm done, and then glue it into place. And then this one here that says travel, this little red bar thing. So I'm gonna just push my finger up under here and push it out the top. Okay. These probably would be easy to knock off, especially if it got drug on something. So just be careful with these and make sure you're double gluing them here. It's got some adhesive, but you're putting glue on there, like so. That's cute so far. I'm gonna move over a little bit here and use this little hand. I think this is a fun way to use these little chip bar pieces, like I said, and not have extra bulk in your album by using it on the outside of this fun box. And the next one is this green one here, this green dot that was right above the little hand. That there. And then lastly, I used one of these blue ones at the bottom, but I used this one that's above. Hello there. This one wants to be persnickety, even if I'm pushing from the bottom. So I'm going to use my pokey tool and grab that one. So unfortunately, I don't use any more of these anywhere, and there are quite a few left. But I do feel like I got enough out of it where it was worth purchasing them. Even though we used just a few of them, it made a great statement here on the front. So feel free to use these anywhere else you want. We will use one more. I'll take that back here on the inside of the box. So let's start working on that piece. So keep this handy. Okay, I'm going to go back out a little bit here. Sorry for that. And let's start decorating the inside. So I'm going to put this off to the side, let it dry while we're working on cutting some here. So now we are at the bottom of page 23. So we need this globe paper left over. So 6.5 by 5.5. So it's 6.5 tall. Right, yes, 6.5. So 6.5 by 5.5. Okay, and with the stripes, we already have like 5.5 here, maybe a little bit longer, but then we need it to be 6.5 tall, right? With the stripes, yes. Oh, this is 4 by 6.5. Okay, so 6.5 by 4. Okay, so there's that. So 6.5, 5.5, 6.5 by 4. Then the yellow paper, okay, we need a 6.5 by 1/4 of an inch strip. I don't think, no, that's definitely not long enough. Okay. So back to this, we need a 1/4 of an inch strip. right there, right? 6.5. Yes, okay. So all that's for the top of the box. Now let's cut for the bottom of the box. Let's see, that travel pattern paper. So this is kind of what we had left over for this travel pattern paper. So I think we're going to use all of this way. So 4 3/4. So I think that's probably everything that's left. 4 3/4. Yep. That's basically just cutting off the branding strips. That gives you 4 3/4 by 8 3/4. There's that. And then to round out the bottom, since we didn't have a big enough piece left over, we have 1 3/4. 1 3/4 by 8 3/4. There's that. And then we also need one that's 1 5/8 by 8 3/4. Okay. 1 5/8. So this is going to be the gusseted piece. 1 5/8. So that's bigger than 1 1/2. Smaller than 1 3/4. So 1 5/8. Always have to think about it. By 8 3/4. So I'm reading off the bottom of page 23. I think I said that though. 8 3/4. Okay. This is leftovers. Got lots of scraps now. So let me know in the comments how many of you are following along and doing the distressing on the edges of your paper, even if it may be a different color. Or if you're like, nah, that's too much work and it doesn't give me enough bang for my buck here. Because it does shred these after a while because it's paper's cutting into it. But I keep one of these ink blending tools in all the time with my black distress, and then here with my vintage photo, and then I have a couple more for different applications. I have a lot of colors. I think I have all the distress ink colors in the small cubes, and most of the colors in the larger cubes of the oxides. I don't use them. I've got to do some color blending or find some other applications to use them because I bought them. I really thought I'd use them more, and I want to use them. I guess I do too many mini albums. I need to figure out a way to work those in. Okay. See how it's shredding? Gonna need a new ink dauber. Okay. I'm gonna open this up here. So it may be a little top heavy right now. Let me zoom back out. Maybe a little top heavy because of all the stuff on the front. So if so, we have to put something underneath it to help here. So now we're at the bottom of page 23, or we still are. Let's lay this out. So you're going to have your globe paper here. And you're going to have your stripes here. They're going to kind of butt up against each other, like so. And then you'll have your little yellow strip here. Your travel paper goes down in here. Yeah, your larger piece of yellow then kind of butts up with that travel piece to finish that up. And then this 1 5/8 piece goes right here in your gusset. So let's glue that down. Start up here with my globe. So we're going to, all the scraps we've got left over, we're going to use to make photo mats and to decorate those tags and everything, and the glassine bags, all that stuff that's in your kit. And we have one sheet, like I said, that's left over that's still not been cut. It's 12 by 12, and that sheet, that's this one. We're going to use that. We're going to make a folder out of it, and that's what's going to hold the tags and some more like little booklets, photo. I can't think and glue at the same time, or talk and glue at the same time. That's so sad. Photo mats, anyway. Going to have to refill my little glue bottle too. I've done a lot of gluing in this project and at the in-person event. So I guess if I made 5 little mini albums, since I put glue in here and done this, that's gone really well. That's still about halfway. I just like it to be more at the top, so I don't have to shake it like this to get it to the top every time I use it. Tip this up where I can kind of see a little better. Put this here in the gusset piece. Just trying to, in all these pieces, you know, just trying to stay away from any score lines and center them right and left. I'm going to put some in the middle. And I'm just scratching on that glue. I know it sounds like or may look like I'm using a lot, but I'm not. I'm really just scratching it on. I'm not using a lot at all. And it was so great in a classroom of, you know, I think we had 15 students because we had to be social distanced. It normally held 30, but we had about 15 students, and then me at the same time. We're all gluing, making that little scratching noise. I actually really loved it. It was pretty awesome. All right, isn't that cute? Cute, cute, cute. All right, so to pull this together, I used one piece of ephemera, and let's see, I chose, which one? This one last time here. So whichever one you want to choose, this is what it looks like here, this. I kind of think this time with the globes on the globe, I might choose this one, and let's just see what it looks like, and then you can decide which one you love. So on this, I'm going to go around the edges a little bit. I didn't on the others, on the front of the book, but on this one I think I will. And then kind of put it low here. I probably should have put some extra glue on it before I put it down. Since I know I'm not going to use chipboard anywhere else, you might as well have a different look on this one. Just kind of let you see what you like. They're both cute. I like how this pulls in together, and I just love cameras. That's why I chose that one. So we're about 45 minutes or so in, so I'm not going to start something new, but I will kind of walk through what we're going to be finishing up. So we've already made the wallet. Next up, we're going to be making this little booklet, like I said, or this folder, I'm sorry, and this glassine bag. So you have a glassine bag in your kit. We're going to decorate it. Isn't that cute? And then we're going to make this big tag with my favorite with the camera. And then we're going to use a little, see that little shine? We're going to use a clear pocket there where we can do our journaling. This is what the back where I showed you that looks like. So inside, we just make a photo booklet here. I've made some, I had so many extra photos. I actually made extra photo booklets for mine. So then this will go in here. And then here is our folder. So we'll make the folder, and we'll make all these little inserts that go in it. So that's what the folder looks like here. And remember this, we made an extra one of these that we haven't used yet, so this will go in here. Let's go on our greatest adventure. We'll use just a plain 4x6 cut apart, and we'll put a photo here, and that way we can see this little cameras. I just have an extra sheet cut because I know I'm going to need some more photos, so I'm just going to stick that in there. Then this black tag with the brown, and then we use that ball chain and add a small tag to it. Oh, that cute. That's gonna go here, and this large manila one will also go in here. So this is what's coming up in the next video. We'll make these two. And see, there's still lots of room, right? So this is what I'm going to do with mine. Hold, please. So here's all my extra stuff. So we got lots of coins in different places. We went to the US Mint. So we got some coins that were minted only on one side, or some blanks. And that was kind of cool. We picked up, you know, a golden dollar. I don't know what that is. A quarter from the Mint. We picked up something from the M&M store. I got a couple things from Ellis Island and Statue of Liberty in New York. So anyway, so I just put them all in just a little plastic bag. So I'm going to pull this out. See my little piece? I may have to open that up a little more. I got this patch from the US Mint. Some things from Hershey's. This is where I made my personalized candy bar. And then this came from the Hershey store and the US Mint and Gettysburg, our little park maps. And then some money, some Southern money, I guess it said, you know, and from that time period. And I saved one of my little bags from the national parks. This is from the Statue of Liberty where I bought things. So see, I was able to save all my tickets from everything we did. And I always like to pick up postcards because it's always better pictures than what I can take. So I picked those up. So all of that then can all stay together. This in my cutesy bag here. Here's my little money. Here's all my park maps. Here's my little thing. Then here's my money here. So see, this takes up about a ½ inch or so. And then all my other stuff can sit on top and it all stays together. And I love that. Anyway, so this is kind of my vision when I designed this one. So thank you guys for being here and supporting me and purchasing these kits. At the time as I am recording this on Sunday morning, there are a handful of this design left in the shop if you want to pick that up. If you enjoyed this video, I could not think what I was supposed to say. Give it a like and consider subscribing if you're not already a subscriber. If you decide to make one of these, if you decide to make one of the wallets and totally different paper, I would love to see that. Or if you decide to make it in this kit, but you mix it up a little bit, go over to our Facebook group and share those pictures with us. We would love to see it and get some inspiration from each other. Thank you guys, and I will be back to finish up this kit, same time, same place.